2,000 years after the birth of Christ, we find ourselves living in a time of ferment. Millions of our fellow men exist in servitude, ruled over by frightened quislings, held in bondage by military force. We feel a certain helplessness before the crushing might of our modern Caesars. 2,000 years ago, another people lived under the rule of another Caesar, governed by a quisling of their own kind. The Caesar was Augustus, the tyrant Herod, the people were the people of Judea. One hope alone sustained them, the hope that within the birth of one small child, a Redeemer might be given life. Birth itself was a miracle then, as it remains a miracle for us today. That is our bond across the centuries, a bond of wonder and of hope. The hope that within one small fragment of life there may lie concealed the invincible power of an idea and of a word. It began very simply. A man and woman were coming to render unto Caesar the things that were Caesar's, and unto God the things that were God. It is a simple story that we attend tonight. And even more simply, we turn this steps of our church into a hillside outside of Bethlehem. And here comes a lonely shepherd and one lost lamb.
Lord God of high heaven, in this coming night, spread your starlight around these hills and drive away all darkly ills from me and my white flock of sheep. Not forgetting this little black lamb, although he's now lying there sweet and calm and lost to the world in a lambic sleep. He's just all but bleated him out of his mind for a mother who's for the moment mislaid. And a father even I cannot find, at least not without some heavenly aid. And dear Jehovah, don't let him start crying again when I lift him up into my two arms at a certain cost in muscular pain to me and my back. Shepherd! Shepherd! Who's this now? The limping ass. And with a woman upon the poor animal, rocking gently along this way in the last royal redness of the sun. Yes, traveler?
Can that really be Bethlehem spread on the dark hillside below?
Bethlehem? It can't be aught else, unless since I stooped to pick up a little lamb, God has been very busy indeed behind my back. Why, brother?
She and myself must be in Bethlehem before sundown.
You and your wife?
Yes. And our ass is lame.
So I see. But your voice is from the north.
From Galilee. Why? Why?
You must keep your voice low, or you may waken my youngest.
Your youngest? A child up here?
No, brother. A lamb. And a black one, too.
It is a little lamb, Mary.
Perhaps the lady would like to hold him.
No. My voice may be from the north, but its first bleat was in Bethlehem. I must rise there early tomorrow to pay the Roman tax.
The Roman tax, aye, there's a wearisome burden on us all, and your sweet wife dragging all that way, too. Cha. From Galilee, did you say?
From Nazareth in Galilee. Good night.
Nazareth, wait. Why, only today another potter came this way from Nazareth in Galilee, and he had a strange tale to tell. Perhaps you can... What's the matter, brother?
Nothing, but idle talk discovers no truth, and it may awaken your little lamb. We both bid you good night.
Well, I hope you know somewhere down there to lodge, for your wife seems in no condition to
We
be
shall
traveling.
sleep tonight at the new inn.
Well, you can try, but I doubt it, and with your wife in her condition...
Now let my poor wife be. Jehovah's name, is she never to have any peace again? Are all minds so anxious to harry the nest where the dove has come?
Joseph. Joseph.
Now we waken my little lamb. It's all right, Emmanuel. It's all right.
Emmanuel.
It is the name, Joseph. It is the name. Come.
Yes, Mary.
Mary, what was that she said? Did she ask something of me?
All we ask of you, shepherd, is the way. On which side of Bethlehem does this new inn lie?
See that clump of olives on the slope below? Go on, and down to the right of them. And as you begin to climb again, you'll see it, on the rocky breast of the hill. Lamps will be buzzing round it now like Samson's little foxes. So you'll not miss it, Master.
Thank you, shepherd. And forgive me my anger. I am very tired. God rest you and your little lamb.
Mary, this is the way. We begin to go down.
Mary, that was the name. God rest you both! And your little lamb. Emmanuel? Emmanuel, just cast your sheepy eyes that way. For the loveliest creature I did ever see is riding the lowliest one away, limping against the cooling sky. And if I'm not wrong, in the warmth of her, she carries a little lamb, too. But she is gone. And we must move our flock. And there's no need for all this trembling in you. But born out of season in a bad time. You'll need the horns now coming through that soft, curly, innocent brow. A bad time, those little red lamps now below are flickering about on that far brow because Bethlehem is chock full now of lost sheep with 2 legs apiece. Caesar Augustus is fleecing his sheep. Emmanuel? He's asleep. High up in the palace in Jerusalem, a room whose gold walls still hold the red sun. Herod, hunched, glowers down like a Roman eagle ready to swoop on any lamb that raises the hope of a new kind of majesty. Come, my sheep. Come. Emmanuel, there's another thing. You're better born lamb than king. For to be killed and devoured is one thing, but to devour yourself, well, ask the king. Right? Ask the king.
Do I interrupt the evening meditations of the king?
It remains a Roman right, Justinius, to interrupt anything that I may do as king. Yet peace attend you this night, Justinius. This was not meditation. Having fed my doves, I was watching them circle round and round in the air, snatching insects. Meanwhile, the sun turned the great eagle on the temple dome from green gold into red. Are there incidents already? Oh. Why have you come to the palace at this hour?
Do you anticipate some special incident?
It is a way to keep peace, Procurator, to anticipate her. My peace is not fostered by your Caesar's taxation. But in all honesty, why have you come?
To render thanks before sleep. For in my message to Rome, I shall be able to say with all honesty, in the kingdom of Herod and Judah, my task has been made the lighter by the iron rule with which he rules all his people. Yet I did come also to say, before tomorrow's tax gatherings overwhelm me, that in the event of whatever incident you anticipate, you may anticipate that all imperial guards now standing within my command are at your disposal.
What I, Justinius, anticipate need never come to anything that will either make demands on you or crease the pale imperious brow of your Augustus.
Yet together we have done much to keep that pale brow smooth. And any service I may still do, even for private, not public peace, is yours to command. Such peace be yours.
Justinius, when the registers of the taxpayers are complete, it would be of service of me to have copies for my private scrutiny. It is some little comfort to know what strangers I entertain tonight in this little kingdom of mine.
Might it be some further aid to private peace if I were to have a symbol of David's star inscribed opposite to all those who are named Emmanuel?
I do try at least to keep my mind free of Roman subjection. Must my mind also be subject to Roman mandate?
My king, this anticipation of the coming of your Messiah must occupy my mind, too. Is it not my duty, even to you? For a new king of the Jews would certainly be as grave a concern to Rome as to you. That is simply why I must say that if anything should happen...
Nothing will, beyond mere invention. Your registers would help me if you choose to help.
By tomorrow, they will be in your hands, your sensitive and powerful hands. And I would have you know how much I understand that it is easier for me to find peace in all this than you. For you must believe, must you not, that sometime the true Messiah will come.
I believe that when he does come, neither you nor I will have any doubts. While I do have doubts, I shall, as you, assume that a false Messiah has come and leave my actions to the correctives of God. Should my actions be wrong, it will be Jehovah's Son. His dominion is greater than mine. He will protect him. Send me the registers, unmarked. Peace attend you this night. For me there can be no peace, nor for many Jews, for many nights.
Why do they all want to come and sleep at our inn and then not sleep when they do come? Oh, where will they all sleep? Where will they all sleep? Thomas! Thomas!
Adam was the father of Cain, but who was the father of Adam? The sun? No. The rain? No. East wind, west wind, south wind, no. Then who was, do you know, the great, the Lord Jehovah?
Thomas! Oh, there you are. Where have you been?
Cleaning up the stable. Wife forever adored.
Well, why do you do that now? You should be finding people a place to sleep.
I am.
Well, you can't mean in here.
I can mean in here, what?
In the stable.
Well, it's fit for a king now. Wife forever adored.
Thomas, they are dancing up in the wine room above, and they're teasing me about you, and they won't give me their names for the Roman register.
Oh, won't they now, my turtle dove? Adam was the father of Cain. But who was the father of Adam? The rain? No!
Now, what have you got to sing about, I'd like to know?
For everything. A new wife like you. New inn like this. Up to my knees in new straw, and so up to the ears in custom now that they're going to have to sleep in the stable. Kiss me.
Why did I have to marry a man who behaves like a boy?
Oh, well, there may be an answer to that. Well, take care.
place really fit for sleeping in?
Oh, it's positively purified, precious spouse.
Thomas, have you put the asses in with the other beasts?
Oh, yes, delectable wife. I put the asses with the oxen and the goats with the swine and all the birds under one roof. I feel like Noah putting to sea with a shortage of partitioning. Lord knows what we're going to get in the way of animal offspring.
Oh, the silly tongue. You've been drinking.
Incontestable. Inexhaustible wife.
Is that fresh straw over there?
Oh, yeah, that's the freshest of fresh golden straw. Superb wife. And in the mangers, too, for if there are young children coming. Oh, speaking of cradles, reminds me of a story. I heard a story today.
No time for your stories. All right, what was the story?
Well, a fisherman from the Sea of Galilee told it to me, and he got it from a sailmaker who got it from a potter who got
Thomas,
it from
what was the story?
a carpenter in the village of Nazareth took a virgin woman to wife, and she told him that she was going to have a child, and the child would not be his, and he didn't have her put away from him.
Why?
Because she said that the Lord God had conceived in her before she was his. And, well, the carpenter, so they say, saw in a vision that this was true, and they say that he's a wise sort of man.
Can it be true?
You know what the prophets say. Virgin with child, house of David. So.
The Messiah. Thomas. Well, then it's not true about him being born in Bethlehem.
Well, don't you see? Well, if he is of the house of David, then he's going to have to come back to Bethlehem here to pay Caesar's tax. In fact, he'll be in Bethlehem now, unless he is determined to break the law as well as the convention. And if he doesn't keep her close by his side after all this, well, it'll be a wonder, won't it?
What did you say her name was?
Oh, I didn't, for I don't know. But his name, the father, the husband, is Joseph, son of Jacob of Nazareth, carpenter. Well, now that I have finished my purifications of this place, I'll bolt the door and come up and help you with the register. Oh, here's a lantern coming our way, with a man attached.
And a white ass.
A white ass attached to him, and a woman to whom he seems rather attached. Is she ill or just weary? Jehovah, precede you. Leave the ass there.
What is it that you want?
They said up at the inn that we might find you here. Are you not the innkeeper's wife?
Yes, I'm what keeps her. What can we do for you?
It was said you might have some other place for us to sleep in.
And I have. Is your wife ill?
She is exhausted. We have traveled a long way. Oh, where is this place?
Well, I'm afraid we have nothing better to offer you than the stable.
Nothing better? Well, it's fit for a king. I've seen to that. Well, look.
Oh, Master, before I get lost among my guests up there, perhaps you'd give me your name and where you have come from and your occupation, too. It's for the Roman registers. They must have it in the morning.
Yes, I see. Joseph, son of Jacob, house of David, Nazareth in Galilee, carpenter. And this is Mary, my wife. Oh, what is it, woman?
Wife, come back. I'm sorry, Master.
Well, why did the woman run away?
Oh, dear lady, it's not her fault. You see, we have a lot of people in the inn, and some from Galilee, Master Joseph, and people talk, and...
The woman had no right to distress her.
Oh, I'm sure she didn't mean to do that. She's really very gentle. I'll fetch you back, and perhaps we can let you have our own room in the house.
No, Joseph. If the stable is clean and warm, I would rather be there. It will be away from the stir in the house and the voices of people.
Oh, it is clean, and comfortable, too, but, well, it's just a sort of a cave of a place for animals, and you, well...
Open the door.
Well, of course, it must be up to you, Master. It will be quietest and farthest away from all the drinking and dancing up there, but perhaps the animals that we've crowded in next door will make a bit of noise in the night. We have an ox that snores. Can I help you in, Master?
No, but our animal needs a place to rest, so if you would tend to him.
Oh, leave that to me. And take my lantern, too. It'll be dark for her in there. You look so tired, Master. So does she. In the morning, I'll leave a pan of milk in front of the door. My name's Thomas. And, anything that I can do for you. Good night. May the Lord God bless her. Of course. Of course.
God rest you, Thomas.
Now, let us go in.
It is like a cave, cut into the rock.
It's empty, it's warm, and it's clean. Lean on my arm. This is the end of our long journey.
No. Please, go you first in. I shall follow. I feel strangely at peace in this place. Joseph, no others will come into this stable now. May we bring in the poor lame ass who has carried me so devotedly, so that I may attend and bathe his leg without stirring out? May we?
It must all be as you say in this place. It must all be, Mary, as you say. I will first unpack the animal where he is. Lie you back against the sweet straw.
It smells of the summer still. And this manger is like the flatboat we saw ferrying harvest to Magdala. Joseph, why was the woman afraid of me?
Because, beloved, are you not chosen to be above all others?
No, not above. Favored. And for my time.
For all time.
No, Joseph. No. I'm not above. God does not sow the seed of his spirit in the proud.
No, lets that priceless pearl grow in but elect and flawless flesh.
The proud Queen of Sheba might envy me the flaws of my humble flesh, had she this visiting glory. It came from above. The Spirit was about me, is in and is of me now, yet it is not I. It is he who will ascend, but only through me. There is my glory.
Oh, Mary. Mary.
In the eyes of the world, I make it hard for you. But the truth is in...
The truth is in you. And the revelation of it is to come. And the Lord would not seek an easy way to accomplish the impossibly good. Rest. It has been a long journey for us both. I shall leave both lamps in here. Outside they will not be necessary, for it is a great night of stars. I shall bolt the door from the outside, so that no one will disturb you.
Yes, bolt the door. And I shall pray for my submission to what must be.
Pray also, beloved, for me.
As Ruth in the same Bethlehem laid down her body at Boaz's feet, I laid down my body in the sweet straw at your feet. Teach me, Lord, how in this small cave, in this dark earth, this weak body may bring to birth the seed you have sown, to make the sea of stars above turn silently away from chaos. For how dare I, Mother God, out of the uttermost sky, hinged upon heaven, dare I be the door of the cave from which you go, walking forth upon the earth. Oh, Lord, are you sure? Are you sure in me? I dare not be sure. And yet I see the prophets one by one agree, and your finger point and point towards me. And it is a dreadful thing to be in the place to which God's finger points. Yet, Lord, if you will it, let there be no mortal will remaining in me. But comfort Joseph, and let me be true. Like the old shepherd up on the hill, whose lamb was just a lamb, and who loved the little animal so, for no other reason than that he too loved a young life. Let all be true, simple, and lovely. And love drive away my mortal fears.
In a moment, we will continue our story of Emmanuel by James Forsyth. In the meantime, a word from our sponsor.
Master Joseph, it's me. It's Thomas, the innkeeper. Morning's brightest blessings to you. It's me. And the morning sun and some goat's milk and some barley bread from my shamefaced wife.
Bless you, my good friend.
I hope the animals didn't disturb you in the night.
No, she slept deeply. She sleeps still. But I had a dream of the child and of Herod the king. And it troubles me deeply, Thomas. What are these voices? Who are these?
There are some people gathered outside already. Oh, I'll not let them come near, Master.
But you must send them away. The voices will worry her. And they might draw attention to us. They might draw the attention of Herod's men. You must send them away.
Well, of course, I'll try, Master Joseph. But you see, well, now that they know who you are...
Thomas, I am in the world's eyes simply a poor carpenter who was anxious in the extreme about his beloved wife. It may be that her time draws near.
Master.
And I am at a loss who to ask here about our fears. For this is my first... This is the first child.
I'll get my wife straight away. She's really a very good woman, Master, and good about these things. She's older than I am and much wiser. I will take the milk and the bread.
Yes, but go at once and fetch it, Thomas. And please, try to send these people away.
I'll get them to keep silent for her sake, but they'll not go away for such an event. I mean, well, it's not just as if they were curious. It does concern everybody, doesn't it? Oh, watch, Master, you're letting the milk spill. I'll fetch my wife. Stand farther off. Keep silent.
It does concern everybody. Oh, Lord, protect her. Protect her.
Joseph?
Yes, ma'am. A woman is coming. Thomas has brought this milk and some barley bread. Drink the milk, beloved. What's wrong?
I'm afraid. I find that I'm afraid. Is it faithless of me to be afraid?
Surely it is through fear that faith must go to find its own constancy. And God has chosen to be like us and not exalt us out of our fears, but to give them great meaning. Break the bread and eat.
But, Joseph...
Yes? Yes, Mary?
The lamb of that shepherd on the hill must have been born out of season. And he had lost his mother in gaining life. If it were required that...
No. Oh, no, my beloved, that cannot be. Oh, is it sinful of me that I cannot see beyond you to the child? That I cannot love what I cannot touch? And what I love and touch is you. That all my prayers are for you and not the child. Is this wrong?
How can I believe so? For in longing for him, it is your love and care that I need now. Oh, pray that the child will need me so. For what a glory will that be, to be essential to him.
Yes, Mary.
I wish that the woman might come now.
That will be Thomas with her.
Thomas. Oh, Master. But the woman, your wife, where is she? Oh, it's very difficult. She's sitting up in the kitchen now, Master, crying like to break her heart.
Crying? The woman crying?
But why? Why? Well, you'll not be angry with her, will you? Of course not. But why? Because she just can't make her weak legs carry her down here. Oh, it's not her fault entirely, Master. You see, she says, as she weeps, how can she, with her sinful hands, dare to... Master, the Messiah, the Christ child.
It is not for her to choose. It is not for any of us to choose. Do you think I choose to be in this hard responsibility?
Joseph. It is the woman's humility that keeps her away, as it is your love which makes you angry. Thomas, tell her that I feel more unworthy than she in face of my greater responsibility. Tell her simply that I need and want her near.
I will. Will she have the courage to come? You see, if something did go wrong...
It will not, Thomas.
Oh, I am ashamed, my lady, I am. But how can I give her the faith to come?
Thomas, is there no one else?
Well, there is only one of all the women who's not afraid, and she's not afraid at all. But she's just as you'd suspect, so full of herself and falseness, Master, that nobody should trust her. Now, you mustn't have her.
Then in God's name, tell your wife that she has been chosen of all for this time and this place, and that all of us, to our poor capacities, must play false or true to the event. But for those who simply turn away, fires of torment will follow. For if love of God will not bring her here, then let fear of God do so.
Thomas, let love of life bring her to me. Tell her that whether she comes or not, the child will come. Tell her that I am lonely for a woman's hand.
I'll tell her just that. And I'll tell her the glory that I see in your face, my lady. Oh, my lady. I'm sorry, Master Joseph, but it's as if something was so precious to you that you just didn't dare touch it at all. I'll hurry. Well, she'll come. I know she'll come now.
Oh, Mary, would it always be so? And everything be so critical? And you were so calm, so gentle, so shy. Never again taste simple joy.
I am in pain, and I am filled with joy.
Mary, it is you. You. It is the quality of what you are. It is your utter trust makes all things true, conform around you. I adore you.
No, Joseph. No, you must not kneel to me. It is not to me you must pray.
That, my beloved, you may not say, for I must. I must.
I heard a cry of pain. What was that cry of pain?
And from where did it come? Did it not come from your sphere of wisdom, my learned friend? From the skies?
From the skies, did it?
It came from an upper room in this high palace of the king, my dear astronomer. It appears this King Herod is questioning man, an astronomer.
Oh? Let us shake from our weary feet the sands of the courtyards of this king. Oh, our camels! Our camels!
They're dragging our 3 camels away.
There I must differ with you, Persia. They are simply leading the thirsty animals through to the outer court.
Oh.
I propose, however, that we keep calm and do not run from Herod, or he will simply follow and cut us down.
I suppose we must wait and face what transpires. And the sun is at its zenith. The Roman office has been a long time in coming back down from the king.
Well, it is a palace of great height and many stairways.
But, my brothers in wisdom, when we do appear before the throne of this cruel king, it is agreed between us 3 that we must be guarded in what we say about the star.
Very guarded. His humors are violent.
Let us not lose our heads, or we shall.
So, within our 3 spheres of wisdom, shall we pursue one desperate policy of polite evasion. You agree, Media, for medicine?
I do, my soul of astronomy. And when one finds himself in difficulty, let him pass the question to another, and he pass to the third, and so on, till we confound the question.
And the king, too.
Avoid seriousness, for seriousness might grow into universal catastrophe.
Smile. Fear God. And let the evil one be his own destruction.
Shh! The Imperial Roman. Can I take it that we are all agreed he constitutes no threat at all to the empire of ideas?
March this way, all 3. I said march this way.
We march. A man of some metal, but which?
What did you say?
My friend said we march to the best of our ability according to the suitability of our ridiculous clothes. We follow, Imperial Procurator. It has become our custom to follow in the wake of brilliance. For the star, you see...
We follow.
I follow you. I follow.
Peace be upon your heads. Raise your wise heads, my learned friends. I would see your distinguished faces.
To my breathless self, and on behalf of these my brilliant brothers on this pilgrimage, I do salute you, O great King of Judah, and may the sun and may the moon never gild your golden roofs and not find peace thereunder.
And may the stars not be unpacific either, for are you not astronomers?
I myself do attempt the stars. My 2 friends devote themselves severally to the forms and substances of life. They are as water and fire to my vaporings, for it is vocational to me to utter airy nothings mathematically.
And being of the company of the Magi, I do take it that you are all 3 devoted to truth?
That is true.
This friend of my household, Justinius, who is procurator of the Empire of the West, tells me that you have traveled far before presenting yourselves here.
That also is true.
What can lead you to travel so far and cause you so suddenly to appear, so abruptly, so unannounced?
As a wise king, in the case of all our wanderings, the cause of our present journeying is the pursuit of truth.
But I had understood it thus, again, from my friend Justinius, that what you pursued was in fact a star.
Ah, in fact. Our pursuit of truth, it is true, has seemed to simplify itself into the pursuit of a
form in the sky.
Which, being biased towards astronomy and governed by the verbal necessity to make myself ridiculously clear, for the sake of our Roman conductor here, I had in fact called the star.
Well, if it is not in fact a star, what in heaven's name is it?
In heaven's name? Nothing.
Having no substance by any name, and having no essence but what we imply.
From a trace drawn by the heavenly hand across the insubstantial sky.
And which, according to the human eye, is caused by a light, which yet may be a complete illusion.
Oh, this is outrageous evasion. And if you
Peace,
persist in it...
Justinius, this is not Rome. My wise friends, though it is beyond my poor wisdom to advise you upon what it is that you pursue, yet it does seem, beyond that which you say, that what you anticipate is something more, and that something seems to be a star. Nor does your anticipation stop there, for you anticipate and pursue the fulfillment of a prophecy that beneath that star there shall be found a child of equal glory to the formless brilliance of that star. That is what my dull mind informs me, and what I have the audacity to present to you.
What do you say to that?
Well, my imperial procurator and most wise king, there is so much anticipation in what you say, and anticipation is such a human thing that again I must defer to my more humane friend, Media.
Let us agree, O king, that we know of a certain local prophecy, by which, through no active desire of your own, you must effect anticipation. I mean of your Messiah's coming. And of course, this is correct for you. But for us, insofar as we do pursue a universal devotion to truth, it may not be that we should so anticipate a local conclusion to this moving sign. We pursue it, we hope, in pure hope. True, it did lead us to your kingdom, and so far as the mathematics of my friend can with accuracy ascertain, it now leads us on through Jerusalem. But who knows? In some years' time we may pass through Rome and greet this Lord Justinius with the same equivocal degree of quite essential uncertainty, and then find ourselves reapproaching you from the opposite direction. For beyond what we know, we must not presume. And behind what we know, there will always be our abysmal ignorance.
Nicholas! My dear companions, in the pursuit of truth, I have bathed in the brilliance of your minds. Yet let none here forget that truth may depend upon behavior, and wisdom may come through crude, nay, in fact, I fear through brutal action. I would simply ask this of you, that if the sign which you pursue should blossom forth into a star, and beneath it you should find that which my dull mind has long looked for, that you immediately send to me, then I too may see and touch the wonder of this child. For there burns no greater desire within me than that the true Messiah should come. For only through his majesty can the realms of the restless world become one kingdom of God upon earth, and peace reign among men. Peace is my passion. Go in peace. The servant of my household, Nicholas, will conduct you down to cool rooms and splendid raiment. Go in peace. Well, Justinius?
Of Judah? In my dispatch to Rome, what dare I say this Herod of Judah now believes, or hopes from his belief?
He believes nothing. And all he hopes to know is and what will be, for the sake of anticipating strife and keeping the king's and the emperor's safety.
I think I shall devote myself to the receipt of taxes. Your meanings are too subtle for me.
Justinius, if it rescues you from Eastern subtlety, know that when the three leave my palace, perhaps until the day they die, they will be followed.
Lord Herod. My lord. Look, my lord Herod.
What is it?
What are these?
There are 3 gifts which were found in the camel panniers of the 3 wise men. The Roman guards of Lord Justinius have just brought them up the great stair.
Casket of alabaster.
Containing frankincense.
In the shape of a crown.
Casket of silver.
Containing myrrh.
In the shape of a scroll.
And what is this?
A talisman of gold.
In the shape of a cross.
Presents fit for a king.
What shall be done with them?
Put them back where they were found. On the camels. They must continue on their journey to their destination, which obviously is not here. Leave me both. Leave me.
Peace be with you.
Peace. Peace.
In a moment, we will continue the story of Emmanuel by James Forsyth. But first, a word from our sponsor.
I dreamt of angels. Peace on earth. Huh? What is it, my lamb? Oh, yes. I may have been snoring, but time and custom have made it so that I can snore with an eye open. What is it now, Emmanuel? You would think that I hadn't provided you with the best bed on these bare hills. Next to your mother's woolly bosom. You what? Think my bosom's too bony, eh? Well, so do I. But my cloak is warm and soft. And if you'd only stop wagging your wicked little tail at this ridiculous hour of the night, what is it that's troubling you? Where? Oh. I see. I see. Camels move on our dark horizon. 3 camels. Ah, and a 4th one, too. Well, here's a night of novelties. A strange star in the sky and camels up here. They've lost their way, and we'd better stop them coming on, Emmanuel, or they'll scatter our sleeping flock. Hey! Stop there! Masters, don't come further this way. At least not with your camels. My flock is down that way. Have you lost your path in the dark?
What?
I said, have you lost your path?
Lost our path, shepherd? No. We have no path except the path traced upon this earth by that star, slowly traversing the sky.
Traversing that star, so you know something about that bright star. We should.
Having followed it halfway across the world?
Half across the world, what? All 4 of you?
We have,
We
Shepherd.
have, shepherd. What? Did you say 4? Oh, 4 of us?
Yes, 4, I think.
Well, how do you make us 4?
If by force of habit he reckons in animals, it would make us 6, not 4.
If he's truly devoted to zoology, he can reckon us up to infinity by counting the fleas.
But now that you're closer, I can see that you're only 3. And a camel apiece. It was while you were further off you seemed 4.
This confirms my suspicion. Ever since leaving Herod's palace, we have been followed.
Suspicion supported media.
My eyes have so constantly been on the star that perhaps I would have been quite unaware had all Jerusalem followed in the rear. But I will support your conclusion.
Well, if somebody from the palace is following you, there's one conclusion you might have to support. And it's insupportable.
Well, what conclusion is that?
A personal conclusion to the number of 3. But I've had long experiences of wolves, both human and animal. I'll keep my eyes open as you pass on, but What are you, all following this star for, anyway?
Because where that star shall come to rest, there shall be born on the earth below a child of heaven.
On the earth below? But it comes to rest, is that so? Do you hear that, Emmanuel?
My friend, quickly. Fetch our colleague's astral calculator from off his camel, quickly.
Is what calculator?
While you have talked, it has seemed to me, and I hesitate to say it with certainty, that the star has ceased to move on.
What? Not moved on? Here is the instrument.
Then perhaps our astronomical friend will calculate and confirm the observation of my naked eye.
But immediately.
My naked eye, sir, is used enough to telling the movement of the stars without referring to any
Shh! Be quiet, shepherd. Be still.
While he calculates, he must not be distracted.
Oh, what should have been added will be subtracted. What's the conclusion?
Yes, the star is at rest. It stands steadfast above the earth now. Shepherd, what lies there below? I see some lights.
Why, Bethlehem, of course, Bethlehem. Oh. Glory to God, if this is true.
Why, what is it, shepherd?
I think that my little lamb and I did see the mother of this child of heaven pass by. I'll be your guide to Bethlehem. I'll guide you to her and him. I know where this babe is to be born, I do. Come. I think I saw that wolf of Herod's up among the rocks. You make for the corner of that olive grove down there. Wait among its black shapes and I'll join you. Aye. And on a camel, too. A fourth camel.
But how will you...
Now, don't ask me how. There'll be a deal of wisdom in it, I dare say. But it's of little concern to you and the wisdom of the East. Go on. And, Master, perhaps under your gorgeous coat you'll carry my little black lamb until I join you. And that's all right, Emmanuel. He's a wise sort of man, even though he may not know which end wags. Now, off with you to your camels. And if I don't come soon, make for the new inn. The new inn.
Just think what a wonderful thing it would be to be the one to hear this child's first cry. So
Have I not told you to stand away? Have you no respect at all? Now get back.
Has nobody come out yet?
No.
Is Thomas's wife in the stable there?
What did old Simon say?
Are you all as deaf as I am? I said, is Thomas's wife in there still?
Yes. Fancy a stable to be the chosen place. Those animals in the next place are restless, eh?
Do you think that the animals know?
Animals know what?
Don't you think they sense what's in the air?
What's in the air?
Well, I couldn't say.
Now, look how just a moment ago they were all lowing and bellowing as if they knew.
It's nothing to the noise you'd make if half the folk of Bethlehem were gathering outside your door arguing about what you did or did not know.
Nobody asked your opinion, young man. Who are you anyway?
A man, I hope. Why? Who are you, come to that?
A woman, and it's more than just hope. Now, you keep your Jerusalem tongue to yourself and let me talk to my neighbors here in peace. Why, I have sons as big as you, and many smaller and wiser.
All right, mother of millions.
Mother of millions, indeed.
Why, mother, have you more?
I have one dear child, young man, and I hope to God he never grows up as disrespectful as you.
Young fellow, what do you say to that star?
What star, grandfather?
That bright fellow straight above us now. What do you think?
I think it's bright.
Huh?
I think it's bright.
I'm deaf, young man, not unconscious. What do you say to its brightness, eh? What do you say?
I say it has a lot of light to give, and it's giving it freely. I say thanks, star. Why?
They're saying that it is the Messiah's star, and that it moved up out of the east, growing brighter as it came. And I've seen it before. Have you?
No, I've not seen it before. And that applies to half the stars in the night sky. I work in the days and sleep at nights.
Young man, don't you want the Messiah to come?
Mother of one, I think I want the Messiah to come as much as you'll want him to be gone when he does come. For he'll come with a sword and sacrifice. God, how I long for a just king for Israel. For one who's a true Jew, not a Roman puppet of idume and blood, with Greek ideals and an Egyptian guard who murdered to order.
Young cockerel, you do well to be more careful how you crow. Herod has spies all around.
Then the more fools you for hanging around this stable, attracting their attention. Has no one told you that Herod killed his own wife and murdered his sons? And when my friends had the courage to go and tear that Roman eagle down from our temple dome, he butchered them. And what do you think he'll do with our Messiah?
Young fellow, in all the many years I've been here, every birth in Bethlehem with any signs of hope at all has drawn Herod's attention. He won't do a thing until all the signs of hope...
Signs!
And then...
You old gossips! With your waiting for signs has been the ruin of Judah.
Gossips, are we?
Oh, why don't you go home to your millions, Mother?
And why don't you go home to your mother, son?
Because I have none. And ask Herod about that, too.
Quiet, young man.
And the gossips who gave her away.
Quiet!
Stop! In Jehovah's name, bring shame upon yourselves for raising your voices in anger. Here, your voices have troubled her. Please, go away from this door, or keep silence for her sake.
There's old Anthony. Anthony the shepherd.
Simon, my old friend. Master Joseph.
He says he met you up on the hills, Master.
Yes, I remember. But I am sorely distressed now and would rather not talk with anyone.
But, Master Joseph, you'll not turn me away when you know that I've had the honor of guiding to you these 3 greatly wise men. Across the earth to bring presents to your wonderful son.
I have no son. And why need there be all this light shed around?
Can it be he has not seen the star?
What star?
Look up, Master Joseph. In your despair, look up.
Oh, Mary. A star. His star. Oh. Mary.
The star seems to grow. As you look at it, it seems to grow.
Yes, it seems to grow. Masters, the star is growing in the sky.
Oh, my brothers, we were wrong. The star has not changed its course at all. It is turning toward us. It is approaching the earth, and so it seems to grow.
Look at it now.
Soon it's going to be too bright to look at.
It's like the men to look up to the sky.
It's the nature of men to scan the sky.
The star grows brighter and captures every upturned eye now out of doors in Bethlehem. But she's in there with God, in that rock, and in behind that wooden door is a truth of which no man will speak much hereafter.
Yes,
What's that, Simon?
I said I was here when they put up that door and turned the cellar of rock into a stable for an ass. I know the gnarled hands of the man that blew the bellows from the forge below as they hammered those bolt heads that show like dark studs on the weathered wood.
He's off again.
And it's a strange thing, too. Though bolts have rotted and worn away top and bottom, and in its day many a bolt and many a shoe has rusted above it, and many a colt grown out of his white coat into his grey, and many children are men, bolt holes to peer through at the animals. Still, do you know what I'm telling you? There's one thing not altered one bit since the day they hung it on its hinges. Hey, but it's true.
But what is the thing, old Simon?
What is the thing? It's the creak of that door. Oh!
Master Joseph, has he come?
No. Oh, if you are accounted so wise, sirs, then in your wisdom comfort me. You are familiar with this great star, but its approach fills me with fear.
But, Master Joseph, why should you despair? For the star has not come to destroy, but to create to impregnate the very air with the Creator's universal joy.
But in its growing brilliance, may it not be too great a brilliance for us, of this earth? For our flesh is too weak for divinity. And the finite taxed with infinity in such a universal event may be split asunder. An infinite gain be God's, and our loss, and the world's pain. For I know the woods with which I work, and I know that no wood can stand more strain than in the structure of its grain it has the natural strength to withstand. In his desire to create, may not he overtax the nature of flesh? And she... Oh, Mary.
Master Joseph, the star is by nature of the heavens. It may rush towards earth, but it cannot come here, not in the form of a star, though indeed it may come so near as to alter some natural forms as they are. The tides may even change in the sea.
But in its nearness, all life may be devoured by fire. Mary. Oh, Mary.
Master Joseph, I have often seen within my white-hot crucibles the red devoured, become green, and the metal, apparently destroyed by fire, deliver the metal of my desire out of seeming destruction. For near chaos has often been but the prelude to recreation.
Yes, but has there not always been at the seething heart of what you have seen something destroyed? Something cast away? And in this event, if it should be she who's... Oh, Shepherd, can you comfort me?
I have not the power, Master Joseph, in me to comfort such a great despair, nor the great wisdom of these three. But this I do know to be true, that every glassy-eyed great ewe, disburthening herself of her lamb, is to herself at that time the whole universe in upheaval. And we must stand outside, must not try to intrude in that universe until we see the lamb do so. For you see, though that star may become too bright for my eye, I believe that your lady in labor in there is a brighter being than even you know, and can stand God's brilliance better than we.
Blessed are you, Shepherd, who have taught me to see my own belief in my despair. For I do believe that behind that door she equals the glory of his star. I will kneel now and trust. And in prayer.
Yes, and soon that same old door will be treated like the gate to heaven, eh?
Simon, Joseph is kneeling to pray.
Eh?
What did you say?
What did I say? I was talking about the door.
Simon, kneel.
Do you know?
Shh. Kneel, son.
I remember how one night that door was rent from its hinges by the storm. A thunderstorm. This was years ago. And as the thunder muttered away, there came a great dark swishing wind. And that wind swirled around this hill for just a few minutes. But in those few it blew with all the veracity of years of tempest. It tore away the new wooden bolts, and the rain swept through. It crashed like a wave on the old pine door. It swung it wide. The ox ran amok, and the mule in stark terror uprooted his rope and threshed at the wind with flashing hooves and split the loose door from lintel to lock.
Hyman, sigh!
Yes, the animal's hoofs split the door. And people were afraid to go out after. It was so suddenly calm after the stir. So still and calm. And all you could hear above the thunder far beyond was the wreck of that desolate old door in the gentle afterwind, creaking just as it creaked before. Eh? What? Oh, why, they're all praying. And nobody told me.
Stop that noise. Stop that praying. Stop!
What is it, young man?
There's a sound that comes from the star.
Yes, there is a strange sound in the air. But do not look up at the star.
The star is too bright for the human eye.
Keep your heads bowed. Bow your head, young man.
Listen. Listen.
Is it the angel? Is it the choirs of heaven?
It comes from the fires that burn in the star.
It is the music making of the spheres.
It is simply something created in our ears by the great agitation in the air.
The king is coming in the star. The king from above, from another world.
Young man, not with your naked eyes.
I can see. It's gone. It's dark.
Let no one else look up, for now it is brighter than ever, and he was blinded.
Blind. I am blind. Guide me. I'm blind. Guide me. I'm blind.
Let no man look with the naked eye upon the star. But you, my friend, take up your dark glass, and with that try to see for us what is taking place in the star.
I shall try. I shall try.
Master, what can you see up there?
The bright winged angel's cell?
What is there in its nucleus?
Only an intensity of light.
But is there no shape, no form to the light?
Only a sort of flame, no form. But a tongue of flame forks out and down. And now all the light is tinged with red.
Red? It's a falling ball of fire!
There you are! Keep down!
It is like a red flower. It blossoms forth. It's white at the heart.
It is the regenerating part of the heavens, ever-renewing fire. What more do you see at the heart of the star?
Something erupts from the heart of the star. It sheds hundreds of tiny tongues of flame. And 1,000 now plunge from each of them, and from each 1,000 millions. Till the curving canopy of the night is streaked with minute threads of light, falling down, and down, and down, and down. Raise up your heads. For the star is spent. The fiery atoms of all its light are engulfed in the cold sea of night. Raise up your heads.
How dark it is. How utterly dark. Was there ever such darkness on earth? Oh, Mary. Oh, my beloved.
There is a light, you know. Ever since the storm, that door has never been in properly.
This door is opening. Master Joseph. Master Joseph, he has come. He has come. Come you in, alone.
And tell them in the streets that the child is born.
Woman, hush, take care. We must not tell the wolf of the lamb. Let all go in joy, but keep the joy in your hearts as yet for his sake. Come.
Messiah.
The Son of Heaven.
The Son of Man.
The substance of God incarnate.
Joseph, you must not weep.
Mary. These are a new sort of tears to me. For he has come into being.
He cried as he came, but he is here. And he is thirsting for life, so it seems.
And he's a baby. Just a perfect baby.
He is perfection. And of us.
Oh, the heavens cried out in praise of you.
I think that the earth cried out in me. But now, it seems as though God's wings were around and supporting me. Or as though I were afloat in that world of cloud which you and I would sometimes see when watching the thunderstorms die, sailing away out of the sky in the evenings beyond Galilee. There now. He sleeps. He sleeps.
Yes. For he has tasted the world. And as all his world is yet you, he has found it sweet.
Emmanuel, God with us.
Oh, such a trust to be lodged in us. That in that vulnerable form breathing within your pulsing arm, the hope of God in man should sleep. Sleep, my love. Do, my love. Sleep.
Justinius! Justinius! Where is the Roman procurator?
I am here, my Lord Herod, and more than curious.
That fool Nicholas told me that you were still below. Justinius, in the night, the child was born in Bethlehem, in a stable in an inn. Justinius, I must ask your assistance immediately.
It has always been yours to ask.
I dare not send my guard to Bethlehem now. The people there would simply hide the child. And I must see the child.
With what end in view?
It is necessary for me to see the child. And Justinius, for you to trust me.
But if you merely seek its destruction, then
I must see the child.
Can it be that you really fear or hope to find your true Messiah?
I did not create the star. I could not prevent the star's approach. I could not prevent the child being born. Oh, but now I will see the child. And if in this you refuse to help me...
But I have not said so. In fact, I myself will go to Bethlehem and hold the child in custody till you come. Peace remain with you.
When the place is fully guarded, I will come. The people in Bethlehem may already be in open defiance. Let the great gate be closed behind the Roman procurator. Nicholas! 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 Nicholas!
Mary, the day is far spent, and the wise men must depart. But they will not depart without seeing him. The shepherd is with them. May they come in. They have presents.
Yes, Joseph, let them come in.
Oh, if I could, I would let the world come in to adore him. How could I have foreseen this adoration?
His eyes search towards the brilliance of your garments. Come forward.
Glory be to the Creator of all things.
And to you, among all women,
And to him whose substantial glory I see,
whose form is the beauty of purity,
And in whose eyes I seem to see the stars still shine.
And in whose fleecy head I see a power of tenderness.
In the presence of true splendor, we kneel and offer these our trivial gifts. I bring you frankincense from Arabia in this alabaster box, which is in the shape of a crown.
I bring you a silver casket of myrrh, which is in the shape of a scroll.
I bring you a talisman of gold, which is in the shape of a cross.
I bring you, my lady, this little lamb, which is in the shape God made him, for he is what I most love.
In the name of my child, I accept these gifts. The presents from the East are precious to me. And yet, of all, I must love best the living lamb.
Master Joseph. Master Joseph. Thomas, what's wrong? The Roman governor, Justinius, has ridden into Bethlehem, and he's mustering a special guard, and I think they're coming along this way. You must get the dear child away.
But where would we go that we would not be easily followed?
They best lie hidden here, Thomas, till nightfall. Then I can guide them up into the hills. And you three gentlemen had best not be seen. I have some sheepskins in my hut at the back. You could throw them over your fine robes, and I dare say if the bargain appeals to you, that I could change your 3 camels for mules.
Yes, but where will you hide the mother and the child?
We'll think of somewhere. Master Joseph, put your belongings out on the ass now, and I'll lead them up to my hut right away. Now, Thomas, this place next door, I won't be a moment. Is it full of beasts?
Yes, but if there's time, I can turn them all out.
No, don't do that. For what I was thinking now is that a place full of livestock is one that they'll not look into very closely, see?
Yes.
Now, there will be space enough at the back for them to hide. No animal is going to hurt them. And if the child did happen to cry while they were searching about in here, it will be a simple matter for Master Joseph to rouse the beasts and so drown his cry. But that's a danger, his crying.
Yes, I see. I suppose it is as good as we can do. And the Lord is with us.
Now, if you three have made your farewells.
Our quest is completed. And tomorrow, as the new rays of the rising sun touch all the temple towers in turn, crossing to our countries, we shall go calling to the sentinel towers of the east. A creature is come within the world in whom God must manifest the full nature of heaven.
And may joy attend you all the way. Mary, we must go.
Yes, Master Joseph. Thomas will see you hidden safely next door. My lady, I'll carry the little lamb till later. When it is dark, I shall come back. Outside the other door, I shall say aloud as though to my little lamb, Emmanuel, prepare yourself. We must part for a time, and rise you up and come forth unafraid. Come in, my live ones. Thomas, lose no time.
What did they do to him?
Here is Anthony the shepherd coming back now. Anthony.
What is she weeping for? What is the matter, my dear?
It's Thomas, isn't it?
They've taken my man away.
Taken Thomas away. Who, the Roman?
And they'll hurt him, for he'll not tell them anything.
What happened? What happened, Simon?
They threw open the old door as if they expected to be struck down. And they searched and they found nothing.
They didn't look beyond the animals in the second place.
And have they gone away?
No, that's the trouble. There are two standing guarding the way in here. They'd see anybody going into the other place or coming out.
See? Not in the dark. Not while it's dark.
Look so loud, Simon. They'll hear us.
And after it's dark, they've asked to have a lantern from me.
Well, it's a problem. I have the ass packed already and tethered up among the olives. Listen. Have you given the Romans that lantern yet?
No, not yet.
Well, listen. When it's dark, you keep delaying the bringing of that lantern down. And when it's really dark, I will bring it down to them. I'll say that my little lamb is sick and has to go into the other place. Then I'll find a way of...
There's someone coming.
It's Thomas.
Thomas!
Hi, it's me. My dear, delectable wife. Now, don't cry. I'm all right. I'm all right.
And have they simply set you free?
You're hurt, Thomas, my son.
Oh, not much. That Justinius tried to force something out of me, but he gave it all up when Herod's decree got to his ears. He hates Herod. Let's go into the house. I'm thirsty.
Herod's decree.
Herod's decree, Thomas? A new one?
It's trumpeting now in the deserted marketplace. Let's go into the house.
Deserted? Wait, Thomas. What is the decree?
That if the child is not delivered up to the king, every child under the age of 2 in and around Bethlehem will be put to the sword.
No.
No.
There's a legion of devils deep down in that king.
My Rachel is not yet 2.
Thomas, did he say what he would do with the child if it was delivered up to him?
Kill it, I suppose.
Yes, but do you know? Did the decree say so?
Oh, woman, a wolf might suckle a lamb. But when it knew the nature of that lamb, do you suppose it could tolerate it long? No, don't blind yourself. He'd destroy that dear child.
But you don't know for certain.
No, all that you do know is that if this child is allowed to slip away, our own children are certain to lose their lives.
Woman, are you so soon prepared to betray the savior of mankind?
I saw that body come to life. I cannot bear to think of that life being taken away.
Can I bear to see my last born die? He is God's son, and let God protect him. For how can we at such a price?
And must it hereafter be set in the book that the faithless people of Bethlehem sacrificed God's son
to save their own children.
You have none of your own. Would it not be a more terrible thing to face a future in which you had found that you had sacrificed your own child for an unfulfilled hope?
Unfulfilled hope? I'm afraid, woman, you've just got to make up your mind whether you believe in this great event or not. For among the prophecies there is one which we're all too ready to forget. Was there not to be great lamentations?
You are old. You have forgotten what it is to love your children. How dare you speak?
Perhaps I can speak for the children. For it is said I become as a child again. And I find I do not really care for the things I whimper and fuss over. But for what I do care, what can give being to me, and maybe to the child, is that which is sown in the corner of my eye, or seeding in the mystery of my mind, about utter right and utter wrong. And it seems now to be utterly wrong to me that the lamp of the world should be cast away to keep a little lantern alight in any one house.
It's not right that we should have to choose.
It is a terrible thing to think that we might decide the fate of the world.
Shepherd, my old friend, I haven't heard you say anything. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. If a wolf was about to destroy my best lamb, I don't suppose I would stand and argue. And if he was just too powerful for me to kill, and if in rescuing my little lamb I must let him play havoc among the flock, well, I think I'd not think at all but seize up my lamb in my arms and run. And there might be the knowledge prompting me that I held the best of all breed in my arms. The grass grows green on many a hill, and many a fine flock of sheep are still in the mind of God. But woman, if you're not strong enough for this, I don't see why you shouldn't take your own little one up in your arms and go, warning as many as you may before you slip out into the dark. It's not sacrifice that God would commend, but fidelity to the end, however bitter. So all I would say is, help me to get the little Lord away, and then do whatever your heart prompts you to. But if you don't choose to put him first, then perhaps your hearts will stop prompting at all. That's all I'd say. Now, will you show me where that lantern is?
Yes.
But I tell you, it's dark beyond your golden walls. Utterly dark.
And I tell you that in less than a day it was impossible for me to search every house thoroughly. How could it be?
I do not seek the reasons. All that concerns me, and may concern your Caesar, is that you have not found the child.
No, my lord, Herod, has your infamous decree done more than make it impossible for me, with half of Bethlehem creeping away in stark terror? And may it not therefore be thought by my Caesar as well as by me that you have wanted this child to escape?
No, you fool, no. He cannot escape. That cannot be. He cannot want to fly from me. Am I not king? Was I, too, not called Christ in Judah? Could he be other than Prince of Peace, too? There is no gulf. Majesty is indivisible. I am in him, and he is in me. Thus the child is mine. Mine.
He is mad. Nicholas.
Herod, my king. I have just come from the guards by the great gate. Word has come from Bethlehem.
Word? What word, my Nicholas?
The child has escaped to the hills.
Escape?
Fools. How can you be sure of this?
Fools.
In the place next to the stable cell, there was found in the manger a little black lamb.
Fools.
And beside this little black lamb, there laid in the straw 3 gifts, which we knew to have come from the camels of the 3.
Fools.
A woman taken fleeing with her own child confessed that the lamb had belonged to a shepherd. He was in the plot, too. And she said that the gifts from the lamb must have been abandoned in their flight into the hills. She said this because she feared for her child. And she...
Fools. To steal the child from me. Well, then, let all be as decreed. Let all who can suffer for me. Nicholas, my child, go below and tell them to sound the night trumpets.
My lord. The night trumpets. The signal to begin the massacre of the children.
What possible purpose can such slaughter serve now?
Stop!
It can serve me, Justinius. It can serve me. Sound the night trumpets. Sound the night trumpets. Sound the night trumpets. Sound the night trumpets.
Master Joseph, this way. Master Joseph, I think we've climbed up high enough. It's hard to tell in the darkness. But now I think it's safe for us to talk. For we put the olive groves between us here and those down in the village below. The ass is tied along there by the last and the highest tree.
Without you, shepherd, we should have been lost.
And how is it with your lady and the babe?
Mary.
All is well with us, shepherd. But until we are many nights away and the walls of our home are around me, I shall not feel that he's safe.
Home, did you say?
Mary, we cannot go home.
Not home.
My lady, if you did go where you were known, Herod or the Romans would come for him, to take him away.
Then we may not ever take him home.
When Herod is dead, it may be.
Perhaps many years.
Yes, many years.
In the place I most love, I had seen him grow. Where shall we go?
Towards Egypt.
Don't delay.
What is it, shepherd?
I see many torches marching below.
But she still knows nothing of the decree.
Aye, but the sinful slaughter has begun. Dreadful sounds drift up in the wind. She must not hear. Hurry her on. My lady, I must leave you now. And I have no words for what I feel. May I once touch his tender head with lips that remember another brow. But I think that little Emmanuel is sped on the best of errands. Down below. Now Godspeed you.
And the love of God rest with you.
God will reward you, shepherd.
Oh, but he has. He has.
Mary, come. The night wind and the ordinary star, and now our guides. Come.
Joseph, a noise drifted up from Bethlehem. What was that noise from the dark below?
A sheep bleating on the slopes. Come.
But there was a sound beyond that, below, where those little torches now come and go.
A dog howling in Bethlehem. Come.
Listen. sound comes again. It is women's voices wailing in pain.
The night wind moans through the olive groves. Now speak softly or the child may awake.
Joseph! It is the voices of mothers who cry for their lost children. Oh, my child, why? Why?
Mary, for you and for me, there is no choice. We must go on.
Oh, my child!
For there is no joy and there is no pain that will not through his body be forever and ever reconciled. Now set your dark eyes to the hills again. For between all joy and all pain, we must go on.
My child.
Mary, I must lead on. For this night was in us and was foreseen. But in him is the unforeseeable dawn, undefiled. Mary, come.
My child. My child. Oh, my child. Oh, my child.